Good evening, dear viewers, and welcome back to Review Program. Entrepreneurship. For the last 20 years, this term has become one of the most frequently used among people of different circles, ages, and social statuses. However, there are individuals that misinterpret or do not fully understand its function. In this episode, we decided to review entrepreneurship, break the stereotypes around the business, and study the ways to develop successful business. In order to understand the topic, first we need to define its roots. So what is the entrepreneurship? Entrepreneurship is the process of creating and launching a new business or enterprise. An entrepreneur usually risks his or her time, money and energy to turn his or her idea into a successful business. He or she may start with a small startup funds but aims to grow and increase profits. Business is more general term that describes the activities of producing, selling goods or services to make money. A business can be a small store on the street corner or a large corporation with many branches. The purpose of the business is to provide products or services that meets the needs of the customers and make a profit in return. People tend to refer to these terms in different ways. Some see entrepreneurship as an opportunity to express themselves and achieve financial independence, while others may see a business as a means of earning a living or the way to create jobs. Some may also see entrepreneurship and business as associated with risk and uncertainty, while others may see it as an opportunity for the innovation and development. Business can be divided into three main categories: private, government-owned, and public-private partnership. Private businesses are owned and operated by individuals or companies. They can be small stores, restaurants, startups, family businesses, or large corporations. Owners and executives of private businesses make strategic decisions and are responsible for the success or failure of their business. Government-owned businesses. These businesses are owned or controlled by government organizations or authorities. The purpose of such businesses is often related to public interests, such as providing services or access to important resources. In this case, profit may not be the primarily objective. And third, public-private partnership. This is a collaboration between private companies and government agencies to accomplish a specific project or provide a service. In this case, the government usually provides the financial or infrastructure and private sector provides expertise or resources. An example would be a construction and management of road or airport with the participation of private investor. Now, as we have covered entrepreneurship, let's move on to Uzbekistan. The year of 2024 has been declared the year of support for youth and entrepreneurship. The aim is to encourage and develop entrepreneurial activity among young people. In this context, entrepreneurship in Uzbekistan is becoming a key factor for stimulating economic growth, innovation, and job creation. Seeing all these reforms and changes, a question appears: how does the state support entrepreneurship, and is this needed at all? What is the impact and role of the government in supporting entrepreneurship and private business and entrepreneurs itself?
Entrepreneurship plays a vital role in economic growth and creating jobs and bringing innovation, like producing services and goods for the population. That's why for the government it's crucial to develop entrepreneurship. And as you know, if anyone wants to be an entrepreneur, he has to have the access to funds. Then it comes the bureaucracy with the paper, with documentation. That's why the role of the government in creating an environment when everyone who have a good idea and want to become an entrepreneur, his way should be very easy.
So it's mostly about creating favorable conditions for starting business.
Yes, exactly. Always it's a deep communication between government and businesses. If government want to be strong, they have to have within the country very strong brands because it's create wealth, right? So we can say from this idea, it's vital for government to develop entrepreneurship, and it can do it in a different ways. For example, by providing an access to the funding. It should be easy for population to take loans from banks, for example, then decrease the level of bureaucracy. Third step might be to create, for example, forums where different people's different ideas can communicate with each other, right? To create a networking system, to share the ideas, then reward the innovation, to invest to the research, for example, because in developed countries, why they are developed? Because they're investing very deeply into research and development. They know the trends, they learn know-hows and implement it to their products and services, and they know how to work with the data analysis. So their every step is so effective. That's why government always in the developed country, why they develop, because their brands and companies are very strong.
Now you talk about mostly the government support. So what, in your case, how government supported your business in starting your business, in running your business?
For example, after reforms which was made by our high respected president, Shavkat Mirziyoyev, the opportunity of exporting opened for us since 2020, for example. Before that, it was impossible to export processed meat, which were in this industry. And this, for example, opened for us new markets. And for nowadays, we are exporting to all countries of Central Asia. So that's a big result. Second of all, for example, if you analyze the current industry and the market, we can see that a lot of biggest international chains and brands entering our market, and biggest banks entering our market. So like 1 month ago, it was an investment forum, and government worked very deeply to bring those companies and to show that Uzbekistan is very interesting market for them. So we have 37 million people, so it's a big market actually. All these actions opens for us a lot of opportunities because we have a good tourist. We can share the experience with the experts, with the phenomenal experience from all over the world. We work with the data analysis. It opens for us new markets. So we're more confident in a local market, and also we are quite confident that we can even start exporting to other countries.
Yes, sure. Thank you. So, as you know, this year, 2024, was declared as a year of support youth and business, and particularly youth entrepreneurship. So, in the beginning of the year, I want to mention this, we conducted a survey among young entrepreneurs, young startups and other ones. So they said that government support is not something essential aspect in running business, and their support is not, in other words, they support did not need them for them. So what do you think about this? What is your point?
Of course, government support cannot be the base of your business strategy. So you cannot put the government support as the main idea of your business, right? But it can accelerate the speed of your development. For example, if we use as example our company, as I said, right now, government providing perfect deals in a loan, for example, for the loans and for the grants from the bank. So I believe it's correct that government support cannot be the fundamental in your business, but it's crucial to have it. Why? Because as we discussed before, so this question is linked with the first one. Government open for us new markets, it bring international chains and create a stability within the politics and economics, because if you don't have a stability and legal framework and the rules which you can trust, you cannot build your strategy for 10 years, and you will be vulnerable to make investments. So to make an investments, to build a long-term strategy, you have to be confident in your government and understand the main idea of the government. Then you will plan your next steps for the next 10 years. How government supporting right now young entrepreneurs? For example, this year it was announced, if you know, Business Rvođelanić Banka. It was the bank which is focused on developing small-sized businesses and providing them knowledge, right, and funds and grants. For example, right now, companies who are exporting the products and or services can take a loan, which is per year is 14%. So it's very good deals, for example. And by providing these funds, of course, government can increase the level of startups and build the infrastructure when, for example, teenagers or young adults have a confidence to start their own business.
Based on your experience, as you know, you communicate with a wide circle of business representatives, investors, and other ones. So what conclusion would you make regarding to the business? For example, what I mean, to start business, it is important to have a base and experience to develop successful business, or it's mostly about the strong idea?
I believe to start a business, you have to have, first of all, the characteristics within yourself. You have to understand yourself deeply. Because if you want to be a founder or CEO, it demands a lot from you. So people can play different roles in the business. For example, if you want to be a CEO and be a leader, you have to work 24/7 without weekends. You have to have the power of will. You have to have your discipline. And you have to be ready that you will work from 1 year to 10 years without the reward, probably. And your mindset have to be long-term mindset. What I want to say that experience is not enough, and the good idea is also not enough. For example, experienced people might not have the power of will, and etc., but person who want to be in a business but doesn't want to be a CEO, he can still play a crucial role by being, for example, an administrator or integrator or producer or technicians, and etc. But to be a founder or a leader in the business, you have to ask yourself, are you ready to take a risk, work under pressure, go all in, and you can lose everything. So what I saw after discussion with the leading businessmen in our country, and not only in our country, I know that you have to have the personal characteristics. That's why I believe that person who want to start his own business, he has to ask some questions to himself and start, am I ready to work under pressure for a long time without the reward? If not, but if he still want to be in a business, he can choose different way. For example, by being a manager, by being an integrator, it's still very crucial role, and he's still gonna give a lot of value to the business. So that's my main point.
So you mean that to having an entrepreneurial personality, it's enough to be successful in business? Am I right?
No, it's not enough, but it's a main
It's a crucial
point.
main point.
It's main point, but still nothing is guaranteed.
Yes.
So you have to work harder than anyone else, and every day you have to understand that it's a competition and you can lose everything, even if you tried for the past 5-7 years. So it's a lot of risk, and I believe that only the person who can enjoy this idea should start the business. That's what I believe.
What are the most common stereotypes in starting and running business?
If we talk about Uzbekistan, I believe that the main stereotype, as you know, it's called, for example, the population put on the pedestal networking. We call it Tanış Bilish, right?
Yes.
And people believe that you cannot achieve anything or start your own business or have an investment without knowing someone, some places, right? And the big stereotype, it's not like that. To start a business, you have to be deeply in the industry which you love. And when you are in a deep communication with some industry, let's say, you are seeing the problems of this industry, and you might have an idea how to solve this problem, and then try to build a team and share the solution to the market. And that's the first step which everyone can do. And as we say it again, if we talk about Uzbekistan, right now, any person can have, for example, if they have a good idea how to solve the problem of the industry, they can easily get the funds from these banks, which especially for the small businesses, and etc. But to start, you don't need that's the main stereotype. You don't need a networking from the beginning.
So it's a big and a most important stereotype.
Yes.
So we heard many successful business stories, entrepreneurship stories, and many people think that it's to start, to have successful business, you have to have initial financial background, strong financial background. But other ones think that it's possible to start from zero. What do you think about this? Is it possible to develop successful business with zero?
For example, I believe right now in the developed countries, the biggest companies always start from zero. And of course, it's a main idea to brand to be successful when one founder, which we already talked about it, which loves the industry and sees the problem, see the solution of this problem, and share it with other people to make their lives easier. And everything starts from this. So you have to understand deeply the main problem. That's why I believe that it's crucial for the business to have this kind of person within the company. For example, some people have the financial background, if it's family business, for example, or they can be a CEO of the business who is already working in a high level for 300 years, for example, and etc., etc. But of course, it's possible because the core idea of the business is not having money; it's to solving the problem. So, as we say it, if we put in the formula which we discussed before, if you deeply in the industry you love and you have an idea how to provide a solution and you have the proper characteristics within you to build a team, to have a power of will, to have a courage to start, and then you have an infrastructure within your government to have a fund, to have a networking, everything is possible. So what I want to say, I believe that businesses which is started from zero always stronger than businesses which were started with the proper funding, because there is no heart, no romantic. So that's why I believe that people should always know that they can start from zero and build and become a large company, because as we say it again, if you understand the industry better than anyone else, people will choose you.
Could you suggest any ways that could promote youth entrepreneurship in Uzbekistan and boost business climate? What would you advise to entrepreneurs itself and for young entrepreneurs particularly who are starting business?
I graduated from Manchester Business School in the United Kingdom, and when I was a student, I felt that in England the climate of the business in a different level. The youth participated in the economy decisions very deeply. They try to understand every step. So I believe that in Uzbekistan, we should try to do the same thing and to bring youth to the business. In my point of view, current business leaders have to share ideas with them, for example, by participating in their university lectures, in their workshops, by being close to them through social media. So we have to have the communication and link between the current business leaders and the youth, so youth can understand the trends which is happening right now. Then maybe we need more podcasts and write journals, right? Newspapers. But I believe that in Uzbekistan we have right now very positive changes in this way, and in the social media we can say that a lot of businessmen who is leading right now, participating and discussing current problems with the youth, and I believe that it gives them confidence.
So most important is to create a bridge between the youth and entrepreneurs. Yes. So that is the main point. Okay, thank you very much, Mr.
Thank you.
So we successfully discussed the topic of entrepreneurship. We found out that the main factors of business development are the personal qualities of the person himself, his desire and perseverance. And also the support of the state plays an important role. So our program comes to the end here. Stay with us and see you soon.